Shalom, call halal, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bahashim Kodash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, to the Aquath that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000, the 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with World War III Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well. We're going to start right here, as we sometimes do in Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So one against the other. Jump down to 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Okay, yeah, I agree. Right? Now, does this guy agree? CBN News, 46 minutes ago. Not in, what? Yet and not a Jew. Quotes the Bible, a time for war. Huh? You quoting the Bible there, devil? It ain't for you. You're just a devil quoting the Bible. I got another quote for you. Okay? A time for war, huh? How about this one right here? Let's pull this one out. It's Revelation 13:10. Okay? If any man hath an ear, Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be, see that? Must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, and you ain't no saint yet and not a Jew. So let's let this idiot stick his foot in his mouth. Take it away.
Thank you for joining us for CBN Newswatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. Ahead today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu quoting the words of the Bible, saying this is a time for war, warning Israel's fight with Hamas is a battle of civilizations as Israel recovers a captured soldier and prepares for the next phase of its attack on Hamas. We're going to look at Israel's next targets in this historic war and the question of whether Hezbollah will attack Israel as well. President Biden says Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people.
This is Wars and Rumors of War Tuesday, by the way.
And the experts who have studied the Palestinian population disagree. We're going to hear why they argue Hamas is actually popular with many Palestinians. And during this time of war, Jews and Christians working together to help Israelis escape from the fighting and the rocket attacks. All those stories and more are ahead today on CBN Newswatch.
This is CBN Newswatch.
We begin.
Salakia. Little commercial here. Bear with. Boom. Take it away.
We begin this half hour in Israel, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised his country will never surrender to tyranny or terror, as the Israeli Defense Forces keep up their attacks against Hamas in Gaza, and as Israel celebrates the liberation of an IDF soldier who had been captured by Hamas. CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell brings us the story from Jerusalem.
This is the joyous reunion between Private Ori Megadish and her grandmother. Her neighbors came to celebrate, and many even took to the streets.
Private Ori Megadish is reunited with her family. She is now home in Israel, but 238 hostages are not.
The IDF chief spokesman reminded the world that many more remain in captivity.
The Israel Defense Forces has a moral obligation to do anything and everything to bring every hostage home. We are operating on the ground in Gaza and doing everything necessary to free the hostages from Hamas and free Gaza from Hamas.
Especially that extreme propaganda.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the foreign media by saying Israel's war with Hamas is a battle of civilizations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bible says that there is a time for peace and a time for war. This is a time for war, a war for a common future. Today we draw a line between the forces of civilization and the forces of barbarism. It is a time for everyone to decide where they stand. Israel will stand against the forces of barbarism until victory.
Netanyahu views October 7th as a global line in the sand.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a turning point for leaders and nations. It is time for all of us to decide if we are willing to fight for a future of hope and promise, or surrender to tyranny and terror. Now rest assured, Israel will fight.
And that fight is spreading far beyond Israel and the Gaza Strip. From an anti-Semitic mob hunting Jews at a Russian airport to tens of thousands in this pro-Palestinian march in London. In the U.S., college campuses are the scene of anti-Semitic incidents. At Cooper Union in New York, a group of Jewish students forced to barricade themselves from a pro-Palestinian group. While at Cornell University,
Kind of spiraling out of control here, ain't it? All right, come on now. All right, we might have to end it right here. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is classic wars and rumors of war. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end it. Okay, yeah, little internet problem there. So anyway, let's get that real quick since we're here. Matthew 24 and 6. See if it comes up. We might have a real problem here. Let me see. Yeah, we may have a problem. Yep. Yep. This war is not going nowhere. Let's read Second Ezra since it's up, okay? Second Ezra 16 and 18. We'll read this and go ahead and close it. All right. Start at 17. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Who's speaking here? That's Ezra. He's looking at the vision. He's like, that's me. How am I going to get out of that? Right? He's seeing himself in a reincarnation in these days. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. It's just the beginning. And the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right? Ezra was like, what the hell? All right? So we're just getting started with this. Look at this. So I'm going to try to end this right here since it's going haywire. All right? Keep your eyes on what's going on. This ain't going nowhere. This dude made the announcement. We're in the time of war right now. Until the very end. All right? War ain't going nowhere. So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. You brothers and few sisters with that shalom.